Yesterday, I was shocked and also embarrassed to see in the media that His Excellency the President is alleging that his deputy attempted to impeach him. This is disheartening to say the least, because the President is the symbol of national unity, is the symbol of national security, is the symbol of national stability, and is the beacon of hope for all the people of this republic. Exactly when did he realize that his deputy organized a program to impeach him? Exactly when did he realize that in fact his deputy had such sinister ideas against him? And we are seasoned legislators, sometimes probably more seasoned than even the president would ever have been, because I've been in parliament longer than he ever was. The process under our constitution of impeaching a president or anybody from office is very clear, and Kenya has no secrets. If there was an attempt to prepare an impeachment against the president, this would have been an open secret, it would have been in news, everybody would have known. Mr. President, apart from crying wolf, who drafted the motion? What was the head of the motion? In which house were you originating? Was this motion supposed to originate? Because under the constitution, the motion would have gone to the National Assembly, where it would have been debated. If it is passed, then it comes to the Senate as the trial chamber. What were the charges? Because an impeachment is not a voice vote in a House of Parliament. It has to detail the charges being preferred against the head of state. And once it is passed in the National Assembly, the trial chamber, which will sit like a high court, full with those prosecuting you, your defense team of lawyers, and the accusers must be there. Who was doing all this? Mr. President, we want to urge you, for heaven's sake, my brother, you have 4 months to leave office. Please leave Kenya more united than you found it. Don't create and make statements that are calculated at dividing Kenyans on lines that we don't want to imagine. Because your deputy wanted to impeach you. I can assure you are not going to swing voters in favor of Raila Odinga, whom you support, because everybody knows the history of your preferred candidate. We, as Kenya Kwanza, and I speak this on behalf of the many Kenya Kwanza followers and supporters and leaders who may not have an opportunity to address the press, that we want you to finish your term, retire in peace like President Kibaki, don't cause any rumpus in the country, don't cause any disaffection in the country, don't cause any divisions in the country, don't cause and create any hatred in the country. Leave Kenyans to choose your successor. You have the right to prefer your candidate, and you have said you prefer Raila Odinga. Fine, fair deal. We'll square out with him at the ballot. But don't inflame the minds of Kenyans by churning out fiction that has no foundation. Because as Kenya Kwanza team, we are ready to defend ourselves and our leadership against these express accusations and innuendos that are meaningless, helpless, and hopeless. Yesterday, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, campaigning in Western, which he has the right to do, and we wish him well, making statements that when he gets into office, he will revive our sugar industry. What hogwash is this? Because we know, Mr. Odinga, you have been part of the problem, and problems cannot be resolved by the same level of thinking that caused them. You are part of our problem in the sugar sector. You know that. You know your problems with Mumias. You stood in Kakamega about 2 months ago with some person of Asian origin and said, this man is moving into Mumias to revive Mumias next week. It is now 2 months, nothing has happened. You are literally the co-president of Kenya today. Why do you want to wait for elections to come and pass before you revive the sugar industry? Tell us what the government you co-own and you co-run can do today to solve the problem of our sugar sector. Mumias is dead, Nzoia is on its deathbed, and many other sugar factories in the country are on their deathbed. No amount of tricks and false promises are going to earn you votes, and I can assure you, today the people of this region have decided You can continue making fake and false promises. We can see right through them. We know, as Kenyans, that we have a blueprint for economic revival. We have a blueprint that will roll out when we take office after the 9th of August. Today, President Uhuru is finishing his term, and you, our brother, former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, you are literally the co-president of the Republic of Kenya. You are the de facto deputy president of Kenya. Let's see what you can do in your de facto position, because we have a de jure position coming after 9th of August this year. Urge the people of Western region, because this is our home. Don't gamble with gamblers. We know political gamblers. They have taken us the wrong path before. We are not going to allow them to take us the wrong path again. We are not going to allow people without an agenda coming and causing laughter in public meetings like court jesters and never giving us an idea. We want a blueprint on our roads. We want a blueprint on the highway from Mombasa to Malaba to decongest the crossing of the border. We want a blueprint on our economic activities, including creation of factories, tea factories in Mount Elgon and its environs. We want the revival of Zoya. We want the revival of Mumias. We want the revival of Malaba Malakisi. We want the revival of Kitinda Dairy. We want the revival of all our other ginaries, Mulwanda and elsewhere. We don't want people to take our community and our region for granted. The people who live in this region deserve as much as other regions do. And if you continue coming to Western region and giving us false premises, we shall be constrained to say and expose the lies that you have